Hi guys, my name is Jessica Ellis and welcome to my channel, My Purpose Diaries. Today I'm with you for another My Purpose Pep Talk, and for those of you who are new to my channel and don't know what this is, every other Thursday that I'm not doing an episode, which is every other Thursday of the month, I give a pep talk to encourage and hopefully empower you to continue walking by faith in what God has called you to do. Now, you probably will notice my surroundings. It's a little bit different from where I'm usually am. I'm actually in New York City. I'm visiting my cousin and her baby, her beautiful, sweet baby that was born just a week and a half ago. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Now, today's My Purpose Pep Talk is on setting a time limit on God's calling for your life. Now, I'm going to name out two scenarios and see if you fall under one of them. Have you ever told God before you stepped out on what God had called you to do, okay, God, I'm giving you up to 1 year, and if I don't see any money rolling in, or I'm not getting the subscribers or the customers that I want, then I'm going to go back to school or go back to that old job and just do something else? Or have you fell under scenario two and said to God, gosh, God, I've been doing this for several months, I've been doing this for several years, and I'm just not seeing any fruit. I'm about to give up and just close up shop. If you fell under any of these two scenarios, you may be guilty of setting a time limit on what God has called you to do. And setting a time limit on what God has called you to do is a very dangerous thing to do. And here's why. God's timing for us doesn't always match up with our timing. And here are a few examples. Abraham. God called Abraham to go to Canaan, where he would bless him with descendants and make him into a great nation. He was 75 when he was called. However, Abraham did not see the fruit of his labor, or in this case, a son, Isaac, until he was 100 years old. That took 25 years that he waited. Another example, God called Joseph. God revealed to Joseph in a dream that he would become second in command to Pharaoh and save his family and the people of Egypt from a great famine. However, Joseph was sold into slavery. Joseph spent 3 years in prison before he served under Pharaoh. He was 30 when he served under Pharaoh. That and all, he waited 23 years. And lastly, David. God had called David when he was a young boy and told him that he would be the king of Israel. However, though it's not exact how long he waited many, many years before he served as king of Israel. So what am I trying to tell you? If these patriarchs had to wait many, many years and even up to a couple of decades, then what makes you and I the exception? Now, this might sound discouraging, but take heart that the Lord is with you and he will never abandon you. God will supply your needs as you faithfully work and wait for him to bless you. Now, I'm going to read out God's promises to you, and the devil is going to tempt you to tune out God's promises for your life. But I encourage you to listen as I read these out to you. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything else shall be added unto you. The Lord will not allow a righteous person to starve. Don't worry and say, what will we eat? And what will we drink? Or what will we wear? The people who do not know God tries to get these things. And your Father in heaven knows you need them. God will fully supply your every need according to his riches and glory. I'm not saying that setting goals are wrong. Setting goals and setting time limits are two different things. The former, goals, are an effective tool to keep you on track to accomplishing your short-term and long-term assignments that God has asked you to complete. The latter, setting time limits, is saying, okay, God, I need to be receiving this, or I need to have this much, or else. Get the picture? Before I let you go, also try and understand the real reason why you may be personally be setting time limits and deadlines on what God has called you to do. Really ask yourself, could it be because you might not fully believe with all your heart that God has called you to start that blog, start that YouTube channel, start that job, that business, that store, and you're giving God till such and such a date to prove to you or to confirm to yourself that that's actually what God has called you to do? Well, if you're having serious doubt about it, go to God in prayer. or has your family members been pressuring you to go back to your old job or go back to school or abandon your dreams, and you've told them to give you till such and such a time? Or do you struggle with not having control or clarity about your future? Well, I would encourage you to ask God to give you peace for your soul and to remove any anxious thought that enters your mind. Thank God that He will not give you more than you can handle. Additionally, ask God to protect you from the evil one whose plan it is to destroy and take away. Last but not least, thank God for hearing and answering your prayers, for He has indeed heard them. Hey guys, and I just want to be real with you. This post was actually inspired by my own testimony and my own struggle. Earlier this year, between January and March, in my second year and second semester of law school, I told my family and my boyfriend that if by the following year, by graduation, I wasn't making enough money from my magazine to sustain me, then I'd accept that it didn't work out. I would abandon my dream and go to work as a lawyer. However, and as a result of setting that deadline on God's calling for my life to start thegracegeneration.com, I went straight to work and worked obsessively, hours and hours on end and months on end, on the magazine. I also spent thousands of dollars and beat myself up when the magazine launched because the magazine wasn't exactly how I wanted it. And trust me, God has shown me exactly how it must look. So when it didn't come out exactly how it looked, I was tempted to spend $1,000 more to get it just right. However, my boyfriend and my roommate had an R&R session with me, and they were able to finally break through to me. Also, with my YouTube channel, with this channel, My Purpose Diaries, and I'm being really honest with you guys, I spent hours and weeks, throwing in special effects and just different things to get my first episode just right, because I wanted my video to go viral. I wanted thousands and thousands of people watching it, even 1 million if I could get 1 million. However, I didn't actually get 1,000 views until a month later. And for you YouTube beginners who may be watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Jess, you're pretty ungrateful, because I'm still over here struggling. And I apologize. I'm grateful now, but at the time I just wasn't. And I've realized, however, as my brother puts it, that I can't build Rome in one day. My magazine, my channel, my work that He's called me to do is going to take time. I have decided that I will not abandon what God has already promised for me. I will wait and work until I reap the harvest God has promised me according to His riches and glory. For that is faith after all. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. So that's what I would encourage you to do today. Do not, I implore you, do not abandon what God has already promised to do through you. This is My Purpose Pep Talk to you, and I pray that you have a wonderful, blessed day. Hey guys, so that was My Purpose Pep Talk to you. If you liked My Purpose Pep Talk today, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It's found in the red button down below this video that says subscribe on it. Also, comment below if you are from New York City, because that's where I am right now, in Bronx, New York specifically. Comment if you've lived here, are born here, have visited here. Tell me your favorite place in New York City. Also, if you've struggled in this area that I've talked about today, are currently going through it, and just was really encouraged by it, please let me know in the comments below, and feel free to share whatever it is that you've been struggling with, if it has been a time limit issue. I would love to pray over it. Also, is there anything else? No, I don't think so, man. It's just really hot here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize in advance if it was hard to watch with my hands shaking. I didn't have my tripod, couldn't fit it in my suitcase, and didn't think of carrying it in my hand when I left on the airport to come to New York. But I'm gonna get off right now because it is blazing hot. I'm gonna run inside. Anyway, to just show you really quick, this is where I've been hanging out, chilling out in Bronx, New York. My cousin Sherry gave birth to her baby last week, and I'm just so happy for her. So I'm gonna run inside and see her and the baby now. All right, have an awesome day, and tune in next Thursday for next week's episode of My Purpose Diaries. Bye.